Well, Sterlington has received more than $800,000 to upgrade its sewer system. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Devontae Martin joins us now with all the details. Devontae?
Jennifer, according to town officials, Sterlington has been in dire need of an upgrade to their sewer system.
We knew that was a priority coming in. We've been working on it since day one, and to finally get this announcement from the Delta Regional Authority is big news for us.
Sterlington Mayor Matt Talbert announced Monday that the town will be upgrading their sewer system soon. The town is getting $830,000, including $630,000 from Delta Regional Authority and $200,000 of federal money the town has. Sterlington operates a sewage pond system off Highway 2 in town limits. Mayor Talbert says they've been working for years to bring this project together.
So those sewer ponds have been there for many, many years. They've got a lot of issues with rodents tunneling through the levee system and trees growing in the levee system. And so on multiple occasions, you know, during my administration and before, those levees experienced breaches, spilling that sewage out onto adjoining properties.
North Delta Regional Planning and Development District helped Sterlington with the application process for funds. Tracy Osbury with the organization says there's a lot of competition that goes with receiving the state funds.
Delta Regional Authority have two pots of money. They have the CDAP, which is the State Economic Adjustment, and those projects go through the state, and then the SIF, which is the Community Infrastructure Dollars, and that's what we went after for this project.
Mayor Talbert says the town has been growing in size since its term began. He believes the project is needed more now than ever.
So adding this capacity where we can now use the ponds is really good. I mean, the worst thing that a citizen or a business can experience is not having anywhere for their sewer to go. We want them to be able to conduct their entire life right here without having to leave town. I would love to see a day where everything that we need is right here in Sterlington.
The town will decide on specific upgrades they will make in the next 2 weeks. Mayor Talbert says their target date to start the project is late summer. There's no word on when it will be complete. Jennifer?